The purpose of tonight, you guys, is to show you how much you can accomplish sitting in your chair with a phone. Okay? Tyler Daniels has always maintained that he made Pro 10 sitting in his underwear at his desk. Okay?
Eating Cheetos.
He was all about the three-way call. He wasn't as big on the in-home presentation because most of his people were halfway across the country. And so that's the purpose of tonight. A three-way call oftentimes is one of the scariest things to do until you do it. And you see something good happen, and all of a sudden you go, man, maybe this is...
How long, any of the three of us, how long any of us were in the business before anybody did a three-way call?
Probably a year. Me.
When did I do my first one?
Yeah, nobody taught it to us. We didn't even know about it.
Yeah,
I mean, we kind of knew about it, but we were scared. We didn't.
That's foreign. That's wrong. Nobody's going to do that.
So
tell them what Carrie Dickey said to you in the airport.
Well, actually, it wasn't Carrie. One of the people that was really successful, but her jaw hit the floor when I told her I'd hit Pro 7 without, and I only done about three-way calls.
Ever.
And she was like, this lady from Maryland's went Pro 5 super fast. She was like, I think like 70 or 80% of her business is through three-way calls.
Yeah.
She was like just growing, boom, 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 and duplicating that in the group.
It's freaking awesome. One of the things that impressed me the most, he says, I have the highest retention level in the company. And guys, he's in Wyoming. He said, you go down the road and you don't pass anybody. I mean, there's nobody in the state, you know. They do three-way calls. You can't be driving all over. And so he's built his team using three-way calls, mainly, not only, but mainly. And his retention levels are the highest in the company because he's duplicating that three-way calls. People are making money early on.
The other big reason that his retention is so high is because he says he sets the bar so low with the expectations surrounding Pro Tandem that he sets the bar very high with the business. He sets the standard high, the expectation high.
Explain what you mean by that.
Well, he never ever creates a false expectation with Pro Tandem saying, yeah, you take this and you're going to grow your finger back that you cut off last year. I mean, I don't know what it's going to do for you. I know it's going to reduce your oxidative stress, and science says that's good. Okay, but then from the business side, they set the expectation high, meaning this is what we do to be successful. We do, 30 exposures in our first month, whether it's a three-way call, a one-on-one, or an in-home meeting. And that's something that we've tried to do as well with the newer distributors, is set the bar high from the get-go. That way people understand that they're expected to try and get to the events, to try and get to the elite academies, things like that.
And you guys get ready. I want to break off into two groups after we do this one. And Heath will do some, I'll do some, Sam can.
Hey, thank you for doing this. So, I just text you the website. That way you can see it. It's ABC Live It is the website, abcliveit.com. It's a 9-minute video. Just you guys watch it, and I'm going to call you back. I'm sitting here with a buddy of mine. I'm going to call you back in 12 minutes, and you just tell us simply what you thought. So, I'll call you in 12 minutes. So while we're doing that one, I'm going to...
Tell them what you just did a little for the video.
What did I say? Did I say that
you
right?
You said buddy. You did.
Okay.
You got my buddy Rick. It's crucial that you say that so they don't feel like they're ambushed when you call them back.
I like setting it up from the get-go.
Yeah.
Rather than after the fact saying, hey, do you mind if I bring a friend of mine into the conversation? I used to do that. Hey, do you mind if I bring a friend of mine into the conversation to answer any questions you have? And about 50% of the time, people said no.
No.
And so if you set it up from the get-go saying, hey, I got a buddy of mine, I got a friend of mine sitting here next to me, and he can answer any questions you might have. Hey. All right, so I'm sitting here with my buddy Rick, and Rick got involved. Rick lives up here. Rick Shumway, actually. Rick's wife went to Mesa High, but Rick is one of my closest friends. He lives up here in Snowflake by me. And I've been telling him about you and, you know, my thoughts of you, and arguably how I blame you for my addiction to cars and all that good stuff. But, you know, I told him that I told him that for a long time I wanted you to at least watch this. And so Rick is somebody that got involved with me about 3 years ago. He's one of my closest friends. He's gone a long way in this business. And I told him that you may or may not even be interested in this at all, but I was going to call you and have him here if you had any questions. So he's sitting right here. I'm going to put it on speaker. You can ask any questions you have.
Honestly, we're just not interested in it. I'm all set. I'm good to go. I'm retired. Don't really, not great with my life. I don't want to say the same way with my life. But, you know, I'd let you do it first. You know, if that's something you're interested in doing, I'd say, go for it. That is excellent. I'm just not, being honest with you. So,
no problem.
I'll be straight here with you.
Okay, hey Lou, I'm sorry I couldn't talk to you then. This is Rick, his friend, and look forward to maybe meeting you sometime, and we'll talk about cars and whatever you want to talk about. But he sure speaks highly of you, so.
Well, I see him a lot to say that.
Well, I'll just tell you one thing. Whether you know, do this business or not, you should absolutely be on the product. I think it's for everyone. And what it's done for me, and I'm a type 1 diabetic, I want everybody on this product, my mom included. She had a bad heart. And I know you hear this all the time, oh, this product is great or that product is, but there's nothing like Protanum out there, and that's all I'm going to let you know. But thank you for your time, and look forward to meeting you sometime.
Be good, Lou.
We didn't pressure him at all. He's still friends with Heath. I got in just a little bit to maybe, you know, make him think about it. That's all I could do.
Let me tell you why that was important that happened. Okay, I know 4 people around him that are distributors. Okay, and he still hasn't heard about it. So I knew that I at least needed to plant that seed because he's going to hear about it. His son went to a presentation last week. His son and him don't get along very well, but they still. I knew he was going to hear about it, and I kept thinking, you know, I've got to at least plant that seed, because if I don't, somebody else will. My brother-in-law's little brother, just 2 weeks ago, he's been on my list for 3 years, and he just put on his Facebook page 2 weeks ago. I saw that he had the link on his Facebook page to the Lifevantage website. And I sent him a message, and he said, yeah, I'm a distributor. And I went, you gotta be kidding. You know.
Guys, there's people on your list right now that are going to get talked. They're going to get talked to in the next 90 days. We got to start accelerating the rate of exposure to your friends.
Lee. Okay, I called you from my buddy Rick's phone. My phone just took a dive, but I've been sitting here with my buddy Rick. Rick's the one that got involved with me. You know, he's frankly my business partner. He got involved with me about 3.5 years ago when I got involved with with the company and the product that video was about. And he, in my opinion, he's as good as anybody is in this business. He owned a company up here in Pine Top. He lives just down the street from me in Snowflake. And I told him about you, told him how we met, told him I was impressed with you as a person, and we talked about, you know, how you have aspirations to possibly move out of the valley. But he's sitting right here next to me. Any questions that you might have, you know, more or less just tell him what you thought about that video.
Hi, Lee.
Hi. I think I've actually seen it before. I don't know where. I don't even know if I've seen the video. I've seen that doctor. Maybe I've seen the ABC special. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember. But, well, I don't know if I have any questions. The only question is, it says that they make that company makes Protanum for Lifevantage.
That's correct.
Do they make it for other companies too?
Okay, I'll just basically tell you the overview of this and maybe give you some information. And as I do, if you have a question, I'll be happy to answer it. But Lifevantage is the marketing company that owns the rights to Protanum. Okay, so no, it is Lifevantage is the company. Protanum is the product that we sell. And 3 years ago, I was 6 months behind in my house payment, and quite frankly struggling in this economy to make ends meet. I've got 6 kids and I didn't know what I was going to do. And then I was struggling with diabetes as well. And so it wasn't good times, you know. Have you ever had anything like that happen where just life stinks all of a sudden to you?
Not like that bad, but yeah.
Okay. Well, then I envy you. But, you know, Heath said that you're a manager or something of a restaurant?
Yeah, I run a restaurant in Phoenix, so.
Okay. And do you like that job? That going good for you? You make enough money and everything?
Yeah, the money's good.
Okay.
I want to do something else.
You know what? I understand that probably more than you know, and the thing is, I had to do something else because no one was buying signs at the time, you know. And another investment that I had done, trying to, you know, make ends meet and get ahead in life, didn't pan out. So I saw this that night. What did you like about that video that you saw? What jumped out at you? Anything? Are you a healthy person?
Honestly, I'm not a deep thinker on stuff. You know, it's like...
Good. I love you already, okay? Because neither am I. I'm a sign guy. But have you thought, okay, so let's just talk a little bit about the product. And so I'm a car guy. I love cars. The analogy I like to use, and everyone can understand this, if you want your car to go down the road, you put in gas and your carburetor or your fuel injector is going to mix in oxygen. You're going to get energy to go down the road, and you're going to get exhaust. That exhaust is toxic, okay? Our bodies are no different. We eat food, we breathe air, our body turns that into energy, and there's a byproduct, an exhaust. That exhaust it's free radical damage, and it's at the root cause of almost every disease known to man, okay? By the way, we have pro athletes getting on Protanum because of their recovery time is significantly improved. And so whether you're unhealthy or you're healthy, I don't know anyone that doesn't need a little extra energy and isn't a little concerned about, you know, their health. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a good movie or eaten a good steak that you told your friends about?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Did Hollywood send you a commission check for that?
Not that I remember.
Okay. Well, I think you would have remembered. Okay. Let me tell you about this. I show people this video. I get them on the phone with Heath, my friend, or with, you know, I just visit with him. I get them on the phone with somebody besides me because I'm that guy that caught the field on fire when I was 6 years old, right? Or my friends know me. They know I'm a dork. So, okay. And so I show this video. I visit with them a little bit. And let me tell you, after 3 years of doing this, very part-time, I was working 60 hours a week in the nooks and crannies of my life. I built a residual income for myself that last month we took a vacation with my family and my check went up. Big time. Okay? And that's all this is. This is just sharing this wonderful product with some of your friends that are business people, hopefully, or that want to improve their life. And then you go, you know, all of a sudden you built a team where I've signed up 27 people, bud, in 3 years, okay, to do this with me. I now have over 5,000 people in my group talking to other people about Protanum. Does that make sense? Okay. So, what are your thoughts on the business aspect of this? Are you interested in hearing a little bit more about it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So, here's what I would do. Heath is going to, he's going to look up where there's a meeting down in you're down in the valley, is that correct?
Yep.
And what I'll have him do is he's just going to come grab you, You guys go check out a full presentation so that you can see what's happening with this company. There's only been 13 network marketing companies that have reached the $1 billion status, okay, ever. In 50 years of trying, 40,000 plus companies, 13 of them have reached that status. We're on our way. We will be there probably within 3 to 5 years. Okay, all you want to do is go build a team and take advantage of that opportunity that comes around once in a lifetime where you know about something before everyone else does. Does that make sense? Okay, that's all this is, bud, is exposing it. And guess what? You don't have to be the expert. You let John Quinones, the ABC reporter, do the heavy lifting for you, and then you just say, and get Heath to help you. So I'll hang up now and let Heath talk to you a little bit more, but love the chance to work with you and get to meet you. And I'm telling you, it can change your life if you let it, and here's Heath. I'll turn it back over to you.
Hey.
He wants to go to a meeting with you.
I'll call you. We'll find something. I need to come by your house anyway. But I wanted you to meet Rick. I mean, I tell people all the time he's the older brother that I always needed, and I'm the little brother he never wanted. Anyway, I'll find a meeting. What night, if we went to a meeting down there, what night works for you? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Which night's best?
I think that deserves a round of applause.
My heart's racing right now. I'm like, where's the bag?
Really? Is it?
Every time. You know what's crazy is I can do them for everybody else all day long, no problem. When it's for me, all of a sudden it's just like, I don't know why. After 3.5 years, I still get nervous. So.
But guys, that's a very good potential distributor for Heath. So.
And he's another one that's in those circles that is going to be, somebody's going to get him. Somebody's going to get him at some point in time. You got somebody?
I got somebody.
Okay, we'll just break up and do it. Let's do it. So.
Do we want to do Paul first? Do we want to do yours?
Has yours seen the video?
Yes.
Okay, let's do
So anyways, I asked him if, I'm like, I need to do a training and I need somebody to call to me. Help me out.
Nice.
That's what I was thinking about doing. I got like 2 guys I can do that with.
And he's all, yeah.
Are you getting that, Landon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Hey, so you're going to call him up and say, hey,
Yeah.
you guys need to sit down and watch this. We're going to call you back in 10 minutes.
Because I probably have about 600 names in my phone.
Yeah, I have over 5,000 people in my group taking $170,000 a month in product. And it's created a residual income for me that every month that comes by now, I just click, pay my bills. And I don't care about the work.
Yeah, I think that's why.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, how many three-way calls did we do as a group? 7. Okay? I want to just tell you a little bit about what happened with Chris. Chris, you've been in the business how long?
Almost, about 2 years now.
And how many three-way calls have you done?
First one tonight.
Okay? And let me just tell you how it went. You tell the group how you hooked up with her.
Her name is Deborah. I have physically never met her. She is a friend of a friend. They were on Facebook, so I sent her a request to become friends with her. For the course of 4 or 5 months now, we've been chit-chatting here and there.
But you barely know her.
I barely know her.
Right.
I know very little about, she's a car salesman, that's all I know. She's an Hispanic female, lives in California. That's all I know. So, besides that, we've been talking. She asked me what I do for a living. I told her I do pro tandem for a living. So she got interested. So I gave her the abclive.com to go watch. She was excited about it. She's been asking me every now I talk to her, how's things going. She's wanting more information. Tonight was a perfect night to have Rick help me talk
I
to her
just said,
about
listen, tell me what you know about network marketing. By the way, I said not one word, the same thing that I did on the first one. I don't know why, it just, that's how it is.
You can kind of feel.
Whole different conversation with her. And Eric Albrechtsen taught me this. You ask him, what do you know about network marketing? Okay? That sets the stage for what you're going to tell them. She says, oh, I've done this, this, and this. I said, how do you feel about network marketing? Do you like it or you have a good experience with that? She says, you know what? I like it. And I said, okay, great. So let me tell you about this. This. You need to do some research. I'm going to have Chris email you some websites to go get familiar with how the product works. And then if you're interested, we'd love to get you on our team. That's a big thing. We would love for you to join our team. This thing is going to take off and you can be part of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. She said, very interested, love to be with you. How did yours go?
Really good. She didn't know a whole lot about it. I don't know how she met Amy.
How did she meet you, Amy?
She's actually a friend of my husband's. They've been friends for over 20 years.
Okay.
When I brag on Amy real quick, she goes, I used to be so scared like Keith about these calls, and now she like doesn't even care. But I got on, and first I just started talking to her, asking her questions. You know, what do you do? What do you like? Get to know them like that.
Right.
And then I could tell real quick that she was mostly interested in the product at first.
Okay.
So I nailed the product pretty hard.
Sure.
You know, but I always with a business overtone. And like you said, I told my story. Your story is, I think, more important than almost anything else. And then, you know, after you're telling your story, after I told my story, then I would ask her, do you have any questions about the product? You know, and I'd get back into the business. Now back to the product. Do you have any other questions about the product? And eventually, you know, by the end of the conversation, and I even went in through, I told her how much it cost, the products.
Sure.
Get in, even.
How long was your call?
Your supply. It was probably 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It was a little bit longer.
I think yours was more like 30 minutes.
It was 15 Sam Flake minutes.
It was what? How long?
30 minutes.
It was almost 30
I knew
minutes.
it.
Sam, I kept seeing you back there. I'm like, dude,
It was a good call.
That's
Awesome.
Yeah, well, actually, I called my son-in-law with Heath, and Heath will probably tell you better than I can. I thought it was very positive. He's been involved, and his family's been involved in Amway. A lot of his family is already into natural healing kind of stuff. He said it's been at least a year ago, maybe longer. They were in Australia, and we contacted him over there when they opened Australia. And we were like, you guys got to jump on this because Australia's brand new and this is a great opportunity for you. But he works for an oil field company and he was always offshore and she was left alone. Their lives were kind of up in the air. They were wondering if they were to stay there or go back to Canada. And ultimately, they went back to Canada. So their timing just really wasn't right. But I've talked to him about it several times over the last year. Just kind of slip it in general conversation. You know, like, oh, you know, we got to do this sometime. You know?
So he made a couple comments. His son-in-law made a couple comments yesterday that I tried to. He's a young guy. The point I was getting at is so the comment he made was, he said between the people he knows in Australia and Canada and the U.S., he said he has about 2,000 people that he felt would be receptive to this. Ooh. And so what I said to Greg just a few minutes ago is you know, a year ago wasn't right for him, okay? And yesterday may not have been right for him, but there's a progression that's happening here. Okay, and the thing that's going to happen is at some point they're going to sign up, whether it's in a few days or in a week or in 6 months. And I guarantee you something good's going to come from that. Okay, the other emphasis I placed on the call yesterday when I talked to him was timing in Canada right now. I mean, you're talking about less than probably 200 distributors, 300 distributors in Canada. And so, you know, we're planting these seeds.
I kind of want to finish with Suzanne. So you talked to your uncle forever.
Yes.
How did that go? What happened there?
Well, basically, he's interested. He really wants to take the
And
property.
that was about a 15, 20-minute conversation.
Well, the rest of it was discussing the family drama and playing catch up.
And that's super important. I want that to come out on the video. He knows she loves him. You care about him whether he does it or not.
Yeah.
And that's why he or I, or whoever is doing it, give the phone back to them, let them finish it
Out of
up.
the 7 calls, how many of them were negative? Was it really even negative?
It was just a no, it was just a no.
Was it negative? I mean, no. He said, yeah, not for me right now. Thanks. You know? So that seed's been planted. Okay, I'd like to think, or I'd like to think that somebody like that, that a year or two down the road, as other people share that with him, that he's going to go, you know what, he shared that with me back then. I have a relationship with Heath. You know, hopefully that's the case. Of course, I'm going to drip on the guy, but I don't think anything negative. I just found a wonderful, wonderful thing we did tonight.
Rick, it exceeded my expectations.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Well,